Well, we're back, and this time we're on a wee trip to London. We wanted to see a couple of things in the city, so more details on that as we go along. So, we flew BA into London, and really nice flight, good views of the city coming in. And we stayed at the Corkform Tara Hotel in Knightsbridge, which is close to the Design Museum where we were going. So that was good. And they let us check in about 12 o'clock, which was good as long as it was 3 hours before they could have kept us out. So we went off to Kensington and went to this pub called the Devonshire Arms. It's quite nice, a lot of nice beers on tap, but they're about 8 or 9 quid a pint. Ooh. So we had the lunch menu. There was a special, the Chateaubriand, which was about 77 quid, so I managed to avoid that. And we shared a chicken ciabatta roll and a fish finger roll. They called it goujons or something like that, but it was good. We enjoyed it, a couple of beers as well. And a shout out to the chemist over the road here who looked after the sty my eye for me. Thanks for that. So the food was nice here. We had, as I say, a couple of beers, and the bill was about 50 quid or so, which is expensive for a lunch, but it's a nice environment, nice bit of the city, and this is the going rate, unfortunately. Well, after dossing about in a room for a wee while and out for our dinner, and because we're a bit tired, we just went to local pubs. So this is the Prince of Wales in Kensington, which is a Green King pub. So you can see the menu here. They do a small plate deal where you get 5 plates for 28 quid. And locally in Glasgow, this is quite a good deal because you get a ton of food and you get 10 sausages to the plate. Here you only get 4, and you can see that the spread here, it's not exactly a feast. I'm quite hungry after the end of this. Things like the dumplings weren't great, a bit chewy. The chicken, I think it's some sort of Thai thing, was quite nice. But overall, it's a bit disappointing. Did ever get a free dessert on the app, so hey, one for nothing, thanks very much. We then went for a wee walk up the road. We went to the Winston Churchill pub, which is probably the most British looking pub you'll ever see, and predictably it's full of tourists. Never heard an English voice in there, but they've got loads of crazy crap in the walls if that's what floats your boat. A couple of nice pints in here, so well worth a look. And then we tottered home, had a look at this pets boutique. So if you're in the market for a 65 quid alpaca jumper for your dog, this is where you need to go. Right, here we are at day 2. This is the main event where we had our things booked for. So we started off with the hotel breakfast, which was pretty good. Massive hotel, it was really busy, a lot of kids running about, so it's quite hard to get a full plate, and some of the food was a wee bit cold, but overall I enjoyed it. There was kids playing with the cheese and stuff like that, so control your children, people. Anyway, coffee was good, and pastries too, so about 10, 11 quid added to the bill for each of us for this, so I would say it was worth doing. So we walked up the street to the Design Museum, which is quite an impressive building, and here we're seeing the Wes Anderson archives. If you don't know him, Wes Anderson's a Texan film director, and he's done a lot of quirky films that you've probably heard of, like The Royal Tenenbaums, Rushmore, Life Aquatic. So it was a really good exhibition. It was at 20 quid to get in, but they had everything. I couldn't think of anything they didn't have in terms of costumes, and there were a lot of design notes as well. So it was fascinating, and all these films are covered up to his last one, the Phoenician Scheme, which I didn't enjoy as much, but it was still nice to see the stuff. So we got a few things in the gift shop. The actual programme was 35 quid, so I wasn't paying that. And annoyingly, they still ask for a donation even when you're buying overpriced stuff as well. So sort that out. The Design Museum are not made of money. But it was a fun day, really enjoyed it. We spent a couple of hours in here back and forth, and did a few interactive exhibits, mostly just playing bits of these films, but it was really busy, but it was well laid out, so you could always get a good look at things. And it's on the 26th of July 2026, so if you're any interested in this sort of thing, I'd heartily recommend it, because it was a good morning out. Our cultural tour continued with a visit to this art gallery on Savile Row, quite fancy, to see an exhibition including work by Sandy Guy, Alexander Guy, who's Irene's art teacher, and the stuff was really good because how bright it is, how it pops off the wall, but about my price range maybe. It was a really wet day, so we headed towards the theatre where we're going to see High Noon, the play, and we just chanced upon an Indian across the way from it. So we're in here on the off chance, and it was empty when we went in, but the food was really good. We shared a starter. It was pretty meagre actually. It was only 6 bits, but I ate most of it. And then Irene had a chicken tikka, and I had a lamb biryani, which was good. I really enjoyed it, but the meat was a wee bit lacking. But overall, it was well done. This cost about 70 quid or so, which again is not bad for a couple of beers and a 2-course dinner in central London. So the play itself was excellent. It was in an oldie worldy theatre. I never took any photos of the actual production as strictly prohibited. But it was well done. The cast and the stage crew did well. They kept the momentum going. There's a big clock which shows you the time to high noon when the big gun battle takes place. So it was really good. Billy Crudup was the main star of it. You'll know him from like Watchmen, Almost Famous, one of the Mission Impossibles, and they all did the wee dance at the end of it. So it worked out well because we'd paid about 40 quid a ticket for the rear stalls, but obviously it was a Tuesday night and it hadn't sold out, so they moved us to the front stall. So we got a better seat and a really good view, and I did enjoy the play. So one to recommend. It's on for another couple of weeks, but get in quick if I were you. Well, we made it home. I haven't got a taxi from the theatre because it was raining quite heavily, and we had a drink in a hotel bar, which was massively expensive. But there you go. Anyway, so we had a nice bit of time to spend in London because our flight wasn't until about 6 p.m. So we went to Holland Park, which is lovely. Went a nice walk around it. They've got a Japanese garden, so this crane fellow, the peacocks as well, and there's plenty of squirrels that were eating out of the bins. It's good to see. Best thing was seeing this wild parrot in the street, so well done him. After that, we went to this place called Nook Avenue, which was down as a dive bar with 9 quid pints. I think that would last long. We had a nice pulled pork sandwich, and Irene had some chicken and blue cheese sandwich and an order of fries. This is about 50 quid or so again, which seems to be the going rate. But food was nice and a lot of interesting decor to keep you entertained. So overall, this was an excellent wee trip. It was only 2 nights away, and the flights to the hotel weren't too expensive. Eating and drinking is quite expensive, but that's what you expect. So we'd love to do it again. Anytime there's a good exhibition in town or a good play or a concert, we would certainly do this, and look forward to the next one.